So we're talking about your practice, and things like the pistol, things like working on the jerk, all of these things are quite demanding because you have to work the timing. And I said at the beginning when we started to work on the pistol, most people fail to ever learn how to properly do it. Not because it's so hard, but because they quit, they give up, and also the way that they approach practicing. They kind of get really excited, and like I said, this coming week you're going to practice, practice, practice. You have that one day where you fail, and then maybe will try again later in the week, and then you kind of abandon it. There's lots of different ways to approach your practice to improve your skills, but you have to really be committed to doing it. I was talking with you earlier, I said I do these different types of experiments. When there's something I really want to learn, I'll experiment for a year going into it. So what I want you to do is you take kind of a step back from this idea of maybe that you have to do pistol practice every week. Some of you can do one, right? You can bang out one on either side. All right, so there's an approach that people call greasing the groove, where you're just going to practice it, you'll practice it often, but not for a very long period of time. So let's say every time you go into your kitchen, you'll do a pistol. One on the right, one on the left. Every time you walk into the kitchen. Even if you don't get better at pistols, you'll probably lean out because you won't want to walk into your kitchen. Nice side effect, okay? But let's say you go in, one on the right, one on the left, and you do that for a week. Do you know how many pistols you'll have done? Working. You'll have done quite a few, right? Every time you go into the kitchen. So this is one way. Then the following week, try to add. So you'll do two on the right, two on the left. Same thing with pull-ups, right? People have a miserable time with pull-ups. If you had a room in the house where you could do a pull-up, every time you go by there, do a pull-up. Do one. Right? Every time. So this is a good way to kind of improve your practice. The other thing that you can do to improve your practice is to really start to have a practice and to commit to doing something. People kind of don't commit. So the reason we're doing the video is we're going to put this up into the Agatsu page on Facebook. And I want people to post under this video one thing they want to work on, one skill. And all you were asking me before about the freestanding handstand push-up. So it's good. That's something that's interesting to you. You want to do it. It was something that was interesting to me also. That's why I can do it, because I did the work, right? I really committed to getting that skill down. And that skill involved a whole bunch of other skills, so it's really cool. It's fun. It can be anything. I mean, it can be somebody just, I want to do 5 clean push-ups. I want to do pull-up. I want to do the pistol squat. Or we just did the jerk. You want to improve the jerk. You give yourself a number of how many jerks you want to hit, what weight, and what length of time. Anything like that. And I want people to post in underneath this video, this is what I'm going to work on for the next 3 months. Okay? And pick something that's an interesting project, not something that we're going to bang out in a week. So 3 months. Give yourself 3 months. I want to do a one-arm chin. I told you I'm working on splits. I'd like to be able to do full splits. So maybe I'll put that as mine. Okay? I want to do full splits or something else. And I'll post. I'm going to post this, and then I'm going to also post my progress, good and bad. Had a bad day, tried to do the splits, got stuck. I don't know, something. Okay? So anything so that you can start to develop this practice and that you can have some accountability and that you're posting and sharing with other people. And you might get other people that have good experience that can do the thing you're working on, and they'll help you out. They'll give you some feedback. All right? So start to think about something that you want. This is your homework tonight. I'm sitting in my hotel after I've done some hand balancing. I'm going to look to see what everyone's going to work on. Pick something that we've done this weekend that you really want to work on. You want to work on your mobility so that you get better jerks, or you're doing windmill better, anything. Okay? And this is part of it. It's part of this having some accountability and really committing to practicing. To practice handstands, you know what I do? My coach, Andrew Lynch, he gave us this thing called scorpion, where you're walking them, just kind of like kicking up. Right? The legs are split, and then one goes up, one comes up, one goes down. You're kind of alternating, right? So this is a nice practice. So to get good at that, instead of just saying, okay, now I'm going to practice, and I just practice it over and over again, I do it every time I walk down my hallway. So I get up, I walk down the hallway for whatever reason. That's how I go up and down the hallway, right? Back and forth, right? Press, straddle, all these different types of things. I'm constantly working on my skills. If I'm good at anything, I think I've become a master at practicing. I can practice anything really, really well. That's really what I'm quite good at. I'm good at practicing, and because of that, I'm fairly competent in a bunch of different things. Okay? So that's what I'd like like for you guys to be as well. To really learn how to practice and to get the most out of your time practicing. So let's think of some things. Let's post on them today. I'll try to get this up today so we can post. If not, when I land tomorrow, I'll put it up. Okay? So have ideas. I want to see it. And then I want to see some progression. Put a picture, put up a video of where you are now with your thing and where you want to go. And let's see what happens. This is the best way to have some practice. Because most people don't have much of a practice, right? You work out, you do this, you do that, but it's kind of haphazard. You don't really have a goal, and you don't have a beginning and a point that you're trying to get to. So give yourself that. Say, in 3 months, I'm going to do this. It's the same thing with the level 2. In a minute, because it's part of the same conversation, Dave's going to talk to you how you prepare for level 2. And you know what the biggest problem with level 2 is? People say, I'm going to do it when I can do this, this, or this. That day never comes. It's not going to, I'm telling you right now, if you're waiting to be able to do a certain number of pull-ups before you sign up for level 2, I'll never see you at one. Right? You have to sign up and say, I'm going to, at that date, I'm going to meet those requirements. And then you immediately start the work. So that's like what we're going to do with this little experiment with Facebook. You're going to say, in 3 months, I'm doing this. And now you're going to begin to work. And every week, that's going to be part of your work, part of your personal practice. Okay? I always have these different skills that I'm working on. Constantly. Always. I'd like to do a one-arm handstand. That'd be cool. Right? Right? But it's not going to happen if I just go, I'd like to do it. I have to say, I have to do the work. What's the work? Find the work,